Welcome to the Rethink Ed Youth Conference. My name is Alexa Rivera, and I'm a senior at Fort Osage High School. With me in this presentation are Brian Herrera and Caleb Russell. Welcome to the first youth conference in Casey. Student voice is when students express their needs in education. The importance of this conference is so that principals and teachers hear about what needs to be done in education.
Today we are here as a part of a group project that we are working on here at Fort Osage to find the ineffectiveness of homework and find solutions to better it. A little bit about ourselves here at Fort is we are a mix of rural and suburban students. We are in East Independence, Missouri, and we have approximately 1,400 students. I'm Caleb Russell, and my goals and plans for after high school are to go into a branch of the military and to go into a trade school for electrician and carpentry.
My name is Alexa Rivera, and my plans after high school are to go to a four-year college and study law.
I am Brian Herrera. I am a Fort Osage senior, and my plans after high school are to attend community college.
Our problem statement is that homework is ineffective and that it should be eliminated in high school. Alfie Cohn, an educational author, says that no study has ever proven that homework is effective and that the association between homework and achievement is weak. The data does not show that homework is responsible for higher achievement. In fact, we still have no real evidence as to whether or not assigning more or less homework has a direct impact on student achievement. Teachers assign homework not because they think it is effective, but because they think that we should do homework or that they are simply misinformed. Let's look at reasons why teachers would assign homework. Some homework could be effective, but it must really engage students, and it must draw their interest. Too much homework could lose their interest and could cause fatigue and loss of personal or family time. Most teachers think that homework would encourage practice and make students get into a routine to better their skills. They may also believe that it helps students learn how to manage their time, or that it could help students develop skills allowing them to succeed. But is homework really as effective as we think? Some homework could be effective, but it must really engage students, and it must draw their interest. Too much homework could lose their interest and could cause fatigue and could result in loss of personal or family time. Many high school students spend 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes per night doing homework for one class. Kids 9 through 12 usually have 5 or 6 classes, which results in more time going into homework. 58% of parents feel that the homework their student gets is just right, whereas 19% of parents think it is too much homework. In fact, most school policies say students should expect 30 minutes of homework for each course they are taking. Most educators believe that students should take 90 minutes of homework. Homework has always been an integral part of high school education, and it has always been something that is expected of a student. But what people do not think about is how busy students really are. Student activities, schedules, requirements, and responsibilities are also something they have to make time for. Even though they already have these responsibilities, they must still make time for at least 3 hours of homework, which can have a negative impact on students. 41% of students do not have the resources required to do homework. Most parents work all day and do not have time to help out their students. Some students also may work right after school and may stay up extremely late just to do homework, which then affects their participation during class the next day. Students then become stressed out, trying to figure out a way to juggle all these responsibilities. Many times this homework goes ungraded and simply may just be busy work.
Here we talk about some of our personal experiences that will help give a little insight into why we chose this project and why we think it will help benefit others. My personal experience is that I've never really done all my homework. I've always been the student that can get the homework or work done in class and do well on the quiz because I could always grasp a really good understanding of the material that I was given. And so I never really did homework because of that reason. Another classmate shares their personal experience, and they say they think they have too much homework, that it's just not good or not beneficial. They're not motivated to do it. But if they have 1 to 2 pages tops, that they're motivated to do it, that they want to get it done, and they can get it done in a beneficial time. There are 3 things we found from Stanford that support our topic. One being that homework is a cause of stress sometimes. Too much of it can lead to lack of sleep, which then leads into lack of health, and it's just a decline in a lot of areas where you need an incline. And it's a all around just not beneficial, in my opinion. It also leads to less time for friends, family, and after school or sports. For example, clubs. Students find themselves having less time spent in clubs or during that kind of stuff because they're doing more homework than not. Some of our classmates also wrote down their own personal stories about homework, and I'd like to share some with you today as well. Jacob wrote, "My sophomore geometry teacher assigned a good amount of homework, but it was all worth 1 point. So he didn't do it. He still passed the class, still did good, just didn't do all that 1 point homework." So a good sign of, yes, homework can be helpful, especially with not a lot of it assigned, but at the same time, you'll still do pretty decent as long as you can understand and get the help you need on the material that you are given.
Research supports that homework is ineffective because of how teachers teach and the way they structure their classrooms. Teachers usually use a traditional lecture style of teaching, which just feeds students information that they cannot retain for a long period of time, and it doesn't actually help students learn. Reasons why homework is ineffective include students spend a stressful amount of time on homework, which increases anxiety levels and can lead to depression. 41% of students do not have the resources to be able to help them complete their homework and other assignments for school. And families and parents struggle to assist kids with their homework and other school assignments because they simply do not understand the material. Reasons why we shouldn't have homework. Homework increases stress and anxiety levels, which can cause depression. The amount of time that students spend on homework is inconsistent, and it does not allow students to be able to relieve themselves away from school, and it causes a very stressful home environment and school environment. A few pros of eliminating homework would be that it decreases the stress levels of students, which allows for a healthier environment in the classroom. And also, grades of students would not reflect based off of only homework and actually off of their intellectual level, based off of the information that they actually take in from the classroom. A few cons to eliminating homework would, it takes away from teachers because teachers sometimes use homework to identify problems that students are having with the material, which helps them analyze and restructure the classroom. How do we eliminate homework? We can eliminate homework by restructuring the classroom style and the way that teachers style their way of teaching. Active learning is a style of teaching that teachers use, and it allows students to be more engaged with the material, and it also allows students to actually learn and retain that information for a longer period of time. Active learning versus regular lecture style learning. A study was done, and active learning was tested against traditional lecture style learning, and traditional lecture style learning proved to be ineffective because test scores were higher when active learning was used. Homework was not included in the active learning aspect of the study, and it was included in the traditional lecture style learning. So that whole research proved that homework was ineffective in helping raise test scores for students.
So here we come to our solutions and stuff we talked about that might be more beneficial than just maybe eliminating homework altogether would be if teachers and students participated in more hands-on projects and activities, so that way it would help students grasp the material that they're getting better, or it would help build a better bond between teacher and student, so that way there's more trust in the classroom. And another one would be students, instead of doing lectures or listening, kind of tying into the whole hands-on projects, would be students doing, instead of lectures, more work or more hands-on activities, because they would grasp it better by working hands-on than if they just had pen and pencil or pen and paper.
All right, so we've come up with a solution and how we're going to make this happen. We must rethink and reimagine the classroom. We must increase hands-on learning instead of lecture-based curriculum and provide materials for our teachers and students to be successful. We must provide resources and opportunities, much like this project. We must reach out to community partners to provide meaningful experience. Opportunities for students. We could also increase instructional time to have plenty of time to teach and reteach curriculum. Ultimately, we want to see future generations be able to learn in various ways that, most importantly, benefit them and the way they learn.
Another goal is we'd like to see districts implement plans to partner with community resources to help students, again, become more hands-on and get out there and help their community as well.
We would like to see students be more engaged and ultimately have a better classroom and teacher-student relationship.
Thank you so much for coming. Any questions will be asked now.
Before this project, I knew that homework was ineffective. Some students don't have time. They may have siblings, they may have work or sports. What we learned is that many students also believe it is ineffective. My hopes for this presentation is that educators reevaluate the alternatives for homework. We are now open for questions.